Welcome to the Early Childhood Education Training, So You Want to Work with Kids, created by Dina O'Coin. Ms. O'Coin is the Assistant Academic Chair, Educational Studies for Kaplan University, as well as serving as a Special Education Specialist at a Montessori school. My name is Sharon Haynes. I will be your narrator for today's training. This training will cover 3 areas: DAP, Developmentally Appropriate Practice, ECE, Early Childhood Education, and careers in this field. The field of early childhood education focuses on the development of children birth to 8 years old. If you love children, this field would be an easy choice. However, there are days that may cause you to rethink your profession. Can you withstand days like this? If you answered yes, then a rewarding career is waiting for you. Let's take a look at this video by America's Funniest Home Videos. Why is early childhood education so important? First, the brain's capacity to establish and adapt patterns of thinking and behavior is most impressionable in the first few years of life. Secondly, babies are born with more neurons than they will have as adults, and the neural refining that takes place during the infant and toddler years is an essential process in development. Lastly, the early years represent the most irreplaceable opportunity to proactively support children's development. A child's development is supported by the daily experiences and interactions with adults, peers, and the environment. These interactions aid in the development of brain connections in young children. Let's take a look at this video produced by the Center on Developing Child at Harvard University, which discusses how these experiences form the architecture of a child's brain.
During this important period of brain development, billions of brain cells called neurons send electrical signals to communicate with each other. These connections form circuits that become the basic foundation of brain architecture. Circuits and connections proliferate at a rapid pace and are reinforced through repeated use. Our experiences and environment dictate which circuits and connections get more use. Connections that are used more grow stronger and more permanent. Meanwhile, connections that are used less fade away through a normal process called pruning. Well-used circuits create lightning-fast pathways for neural signals to travel across regions of the brain. Simple circuits form first, providing a foundation for more complex circuits to build on later. Through this process, neurons form strong circuits and connections for emotions, motor skills, behavioral control, logic, language, and memory during the early critical period of development. With repeated use, these circuits become more efficient and connect to other areas of the brain more rapidly. While they originate in specific areas of the brain, the circuits are interconnected. You can't have one type of skill without the others to support it. Like building a house, everything is connected, and what comes first forms a foundation for all that comes later.
Why is early brain development important? The quality of early social interactions and the childhood environment influence the experience-dependent shaping of high-level brain circuits. Two important influences on development are language and executive functions, which have been shown to correlate more strongly with school readiness than IQ or entry-level skills. Let's take a further look into the interactions between infants and adults and the effect on a young child's brain development. This is the second in a series of 3 videos produced by the Center on the Developing Child at Harvard University, which explores early brain development.
Through babbling, facial expressions, and gestures. And adults return the serve, responding in a very directed, meaningful way. It starts very early in life, when a baby coos and the adult interacts and directs the baby's attention to a face or hand. This interaction forms the foundation of brain architecture upon which all future development will be built. It helps create neural connections between all the different areas of the brain, building the emotional and cognitive skills children need in life. For example, here's how it works for literacy and language skills. When the baby sees an object, the adult says its name. This makes connections in the baby's brain between particular sounds and their corresponding objects. Later, adults show young children that those objects and sounds can also be represented by marks on a page. With continued support from adults, children then learn how to decipher writing and eventually to write themselves. Each stage builds on what came before. Ensuring that children have adult caregivers who consistently engage and serve and return interaction, beginning in infancy, builds a foundation in the brain for all the learning, behavior, and health that follow.
What can we do to support the development of the connections that provide the foundation for a child's development? We can support children's natural curiosity. We can use words and expressions that mirror a child's feelings to add depth. We can tend to the physical needs promptly, using words to describe the situation. We can use similar actions and expression throughout the day's repeated routines to support memories. We can use meaningful language to describe feelings, actions, and objects. Lastly, we can encourage problem solving by giving time or trial and error. What is DAP, developmentally appropriate practice? It's meeting children where they are. Using teacher practices which are appropriate to age and status and are individually focused. It's challenging goals. It's research-based understanding of strategies. What do we need to know in order to successfully plan for developmentally appropriate instruction? Here are 3 core considerations. Know about child development and learning. Know what is individually appropriate. Know what is culturally important. Let's see what DAP in preschool looks like. In the Dramatic Play Center, 2 4-year-old girls are pretending to read menus. The teacher, noticing that neither girl has taken the role of the waiter, takes the notepad and pencil in hand and asks them, "May I take your order?" Over the next few days, more children join the restaurant play. Waiters set tables, take orders, give orders to the cook, and prepare checks for dinners. There are many computer apps available online to enhance your current curriculum by promoting developmentally appropriate practice. Kate Highfield discussed the importance of using the 5-finger app test to evaluate the quality of the apps. Kate Goodwin and Walter Buckleitner are 2 of the leading researchers in this area. They each have developed a similar test for evaluating early childhood apps. Kate Goodwin's 5-finger test discusses whether the app is educationally sound, whether it's intuitive, appealing, has features that interest children, and is a novel way of learning. Walter Buckleitner's 5-finger app test discusses whether it's educational, if there's value in it, is it entertaining to children, what are the features, and is it easy to use? Based on the goal for the use of these apps, teachers must evaluate the app and decide which one would be best to suit their needs in their classroom. What can you do to ensure that appropriate early childhood skills are developed in our young children? What are the qualities of good early childhood educators? They have a thorough understanding of child development. They are able to connect curriculum planning to development. They stimulate the learning environment. They are team players. They are time managers. They are also continual learners. They are patient, confident, and caring. They are creative and resourceful. And most importantly, they are flexible and adapts well to the environments and to the needs of children. If you have these qualities, there are many early childhood career paths that you may take. These are just a sampling. Early childhood teacher, preschool, kindergarten, child care center director, child care worker, home child care, licensing specialist. This training, as well as several others by Dina Aucoin, are available on Prezi. Two of the many valuable resources in early childhood education are NACCE and the CDA Council for Professional Development. Work referenced in this training. Thank you for your participation in today's training.